opinion is, because they see, the fundamentalists also have this whole concept that if you are extremely wealthy and extremely powerful, then you have to be a good person because God is blessing you. And because God is blessing you, all things that you do are good. Well, I beg to differ when we get to the Halliburtons and we get to Enron and we get, I mean, these people are extremely wealthy and extremely powerful, but they have got, and that particular, that kind of wealth and power, in my opinion, in very illegal, and certainly some of them have been sometimes slapped on the wrist and punished for it for a few years, but they continue to do so. It's a very naive concept to think that if you're very wealthy and very powerful, that God smiles on you, and because of that, everything you do is good. I don't think that that's true at all with Dick Cheney or Halliburton or the individuals that we had in Rumsfeld and et cetera. Those individuals really took advantage of it, and they made out pretty well. Halliburton is extremely successful.
Yeah, I'm sensing that you didn't vote Republican last time around.
Last time I did not vote Republican because I was conscious of the fact that in 2000, the year 2000, I believe that election was stolen. And I believe, from especially now what we've learned of what happened in Ohio with 385,000 uncounted votes, and the fact that the entire, those who were on the Board of Elections were all fired. I guess you're aware of that. They all were fired. And why were they fired? Because they caught them. Did that make the big news? No, it didn't make the big news. Because the big media was in support of what they did. In my opinion, it was that election, 2004, was also stolen. And John Kerry, being a member of Skull and Bones, as well as
he's a bonester.
W. Bush, both of them. There's a law within the Skull and Bones, and that is you never oppose another member of the Skull and Bones. Kerry could have screamed and yelled all he wanted. Wouldn't have made any difference because within that particular society, it was going to go to W no matter what. And I think that, to me, it's not a good idea, a good thing to have all of our elections stolen, and with the media shutting up. I mean, even during the process of the, in which the debates were going on, we have photographs of wires going up the back of W when he was in debate. Johns Hopkins University professors photographed it, looked at it, and said, he is listening to somebody else. He is getting his answers. And there was a big stink over it for a little while. It all disappeared, mainly because the major media is not going to cover that, or they're never going to accept it.
Okay. Now, I'm sensing a little bit of conspiracy on your part, Doctor, because I note in your book it is sort of endorsed by Willie Nelson. What's going on there? There's some sort of conspiracy there?
No, Willie Nelson and I, we are friends, we've had very deep discussions on all these symbols. He is brilliant.
But he's not a bonesman, is he?
He's not a who?
He's not a bonesman.
No, of course not. He's not a bonesman. But he knows, and he is aware of, and he's had other conversations on the air with other individuals, that what we know about 9/11 isn't all there is to know about it. What we know about the elections in 2000 and 2004 isn't all there is to know about it. He's very outspoken by all these things. Why do you think the Bush administration came down on him so heavily? They came down on him because they wanted him to shut up, literally. But he wouldn't shut up. And as a matter of fact, you know, when he got into this tax problem of owning, let's see, I think he had to pay back I don't know how many millions, over 10, 20, $30 million. You know what happened with all the country singers? And I have high regard for the country singers. The country singers got together at this auction and bought about $30 million worth of his stuff and gave it back to him. They paid his bill to this government because they knew what was really going on when, you know, Bio Willie, and now he's heavily into biodiesel, and for good reason. He wants the farmers, if the farmers aren't in control of very much anymore.
I'll tell you what, Doctor, look those country singers up, man. I got a couple bills I need taken care of.
Well, then maybe you got better go out there and like Willie Nelson, he supports tens of thousands of families. Mm-hmm. His money, he doesn't live the way other big stars do in Hollywood. His money is going out as fast as it comes in. Mm-hmm. This is a good man, and that's one of the reasons why I have such high regard for him, or Shirley MacLaine, who also endorsed the book, George Norrie endorsed the book, and other researchers in this area, because by and large, what we did for the very first time is go to primary sources and not ignore the fundamentalist conspiratorial group. Most researchers won't touch that with a 20-foot pole because either they're afraid of it or they don't know enough about it or whatever. And that's the reason why we had to create our website, UnitedSymbolismOfAmerica.com, and post all that stuff up there for free so people could have access to it, especially those images. And we discussed all of these other kinds of things. You don't like Willie Nelson?
No, I got no problem with it.
Oh, okay.
Right on, Farm Aid, man. Right on.
I think he's more than a great icon. I think, by and large, I wear a Willie Nelson for President T-shirt. Not that he was ever going to run for president. That would never happen in this country. But what he has done for the truckers and the farmers in this country, they owe him a great deal. And for 25 years, he's been doing this for the farmers. And the farmers really are the key. But unfortunately, agribusiness. Who owns agribusiness?
Corporations.
Corporations, petrochemical companies own it. Now it's become very obvious as to what are they going to do with the corn. Are they going to feed people? No. They're going to put it into fuel. They're going to make a lot more money off of corn than that is not a good method, a good way. Ethanol is not a good way of cleaning up the environment at all.
No, it takes more energy to make it seems to me.
You got it. You got it right. You got a handle on this. You can see through this stuff.
Okay, all right.
But that's a great thing as far as the petrochemical companies are very proud of the fact that, hey, look, we're using corn, but they're also starving people around the planet.
All right, let me get this question in from the Fast Blast, because I want to know if this fits into your description of a fundamentalist conspiratorial question. The writer says, wasn't Benjamin Franklin a member of the Hellfire Club, and isn't that some sort of satanic connection there, some Satanism involved there?
That is another one of those play game people getting around and play acting. Benjamin Franklin, sure as hell, was no Satanist. Benjamin Franklin gave us our postal service. He gave us the street lighting. He gave us the praying. He was the guy that printed all the material for free for the Native Americans. You got to study this man's. I'll wager that the person asking this question has never read his autobiography and does not realize that this was a man that meditated in the morning and reflected on his work in the evening. His main goals, just because he loved women, he did. He loved women. Now, the Hellfire Club was a lot about sex.
Whoa.
Now, today, I know it's terrible, but you compare what the Hellfire Club was then to what we do today.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So indeed, yes. But was he a Satanist? No way.
Well,
my God.
I don't know. You said he gave us the post office. That's pretty close, isn't it?
Well, let's tell you, the post office.
Didn't he give us daylight savings time?
Well, he gave us a lot.
Dang it!
He was the individual that made sure there was a library in Philadelphia. He was the made sure the American Philosophical Society existed.
Who was he meditating to? The wind?
No, he had. When you read his autobiography, obviously he believed he was a deist. He believed that there was a spiritual dimension. He also had made comments that there was a possibility of life on other planets. This was no dunce. This is, you're talking about one of the great geniuses of America, and to hang him just because he loved to have sex? Come on. Gee whiz. We got ministers, we got all kinds of